So, hello everyone. I am Hazel H. Achuela, your instructor in Agri 21, Principles of Genetics for the first semester, school year 2020-2021. Starting Chapter 3, Gene Segregation and Interaction, I will be discussing by means of a lecture video presentation. And in this video, I will start with the laws of Mendel, particularly the law of segregation and the law of independent assortment. So this is Gregor Mendel. And as you already know from your Chapter 1, he is regarded or considered as the father of genetics. And it was highlighted that he worked on the common garden pea, scientifically known as Pisum sativum, right? So these were the 7 traits studied by Gregor Mendel, namely seed shape, seed color, flower color, pod shape, pod color, flower position, and stem height. Okay? So those 7 traits were tested individually by hybridizing 2 varieties showing alternative traits or phenotypes such as tall and short, round and wrinkled, yellow and green, and so on and so forth. So the parental plants, or what we call the P generation or parental generation, were from pure breeding lines or varieties and were therefore homozygous. So when we say homozygous, for that specific trait or character, the alleles inherited from both parents are identical. So either identical dominant genes or identical recessive genes. So we have here an example. The mating between plants with round and wrinkled seeds. And these are both purebreds. Sabi dito, pure breeding lines or varieties. So these are both purebreds or homozygous. So the cross between the round and wrinkled seeds produced progenies all having round phenotype or round seeds. And we call the progeny of the P generation as F1 or first filial generation. Okay? And then if we cross these individuals of the F1 among themselves, by the way, the symbol represents mating, selfing, or mating among themselves. Alright? So if we cross these individuals all around, okay, this produces F2 or the second filial generation. And the phenotype of the individuals of the F2 are now round and wrinkled. Okay? Again, these were the 7 traits studied by Mendel. In column 2, we have yung tinatawag nating alternative phenotypes. Please take note that these are all purebreds or homozygous for flower color, flower position, and so on. Okay? And then in the third column, we have all plants F1. Okay? So all F1 having the same phenotype. So lahat purple, lahat eggshell, tall, round, yellow, inflated, and green. Okay? And then we have F2. So again, the F2 refers to the progeny of the F1 when they are mated among themselves. May napoproduce na tayong white. Meron na ring terminal, dwarf, wrinkled, and so on. So ibig sabihin, may ibig sabihin ito. So ibig sabihin yung hindi na-produce or hindi na-express na phenotype sa F1, those were recessive phenotypes. And then yung na-express na phenotypes sa F1, those are dominant. Okay? Dominant phenotypes. By the way, the ratio of the F2 is approximately 3:1. Ibig sabihin, 3 yung ratio ng violet, 1 yung white. Okay? So, or 1/4. Alright? So, as a summary of the result of Mendel's experiment, first, for any character, the F1 showed any of the alternative traits. So, yung alternative traits again, either round or wrinkled, either yellow or green, etc. So, such character that was shown in the F1, I would like to emphasize that in the F1 was dominant. So, ano daw yung na-express or naipakita sa F1, yun yung dominant na phenotype. And then, the character that was hidden was recessive. So, recessive yung wrinkled, dominant yung round. Okay? Second, reciprocal crosses give the same results. Ang ibig sabihin nito, say for example, we have the first cross, round and wrinkled. So the in the first cross, female yung round and then male yung wrinkled. And then yung progeny, lahat round. And then we have again conducted another cross. So second cross, for the second cross, we had a male round. So, nung una, female yung round. Ngayon naman, male plants na yung round and then female plants na yung wrinkled. Again, sabi dito, reciprocal crosses give the same results. Ibig sabihin, pareho lang yung phenotype ng F1. Whichever is female, whichever is male, ang magamit sa reciprocal crosses. Okay? And then last, we have the trait that did not appear or show in the F1 reappeared in the F2 but in a frequency of 1/4 of the total number. So, again, we have here an example, round and wrinkled. Diba sa F2 na express na yung recessive phenotype but in a lesser frequency or in a lesser ratio. So, that is 1/4 or 0.25. So, this is approximately 3:1. Alright? So, from those observations of Mendel, it was deduced that each parent must have contributed equally to the progeny. So, ang parent na sinasabi dito, yung F1, okay? Yung heterozygous. Again, by the way, this is the parental generation. We have terms like phenotype, genotype, gene, alleles, homozygous, heterozygous, and so on. So, this parental generation, this is the parental generation rather. So, this is the parental generation. This is the genotype of the round seeds. Again, pure breeding. When we say pure breeding, So, again, when we say pure breeding, they are homozygous. Ibig sabihin, identical ang alleles. So, ano ba yung tinatawag nating alleles? Alleles are the alternative forms of a gene. Okay? So, your gene R codes for the seed texture. Okay? Codes for seed texture. Ang trait na sinasabi, seed texture. Ang phenotype, either round or wrinkled. Ang genotype naman, the letter. Okay? Letter siya. Two pairs. Or I mean, two members of a pair. Okay? So, the genotype can either be dominant, homozygous dominant, ibig sabihin, parehong dominant or parehong capital letter ang symbol for dominant genotype or homozygous dominant, pure breeding. Pure breeding, homozygous dominant. For the other one, for the wrinkled, since recessive, yung wrinkled na phenotype, the genotype for the purebred wrinkled is homozygous recessive R. Okay, homozygous recessive R. So, these are both purebreds. And then, if we cross this, meron tayong heterozygous na progeny sa F1. Ito na yung F1. Okay? Saan nanggaling yung capital letter R and small letter r? These are taken from the gametes of the parent round seed and then wrinkled. Okay? The gamete from the homozygous dominant round seeds, we have capital letter R. And the gamete from the homozygous recessive wrinkled seeds, we have the recessive R. Okay? So, if we combine these two, we produce a heterozygous individual, but the phenotype is dominant round. Okay, so round yung phenotype of the F1. And then if we self-fertilize or mate these round seeds among themselves, we produce this set of phenotypes. Okay, by the way, this is a Punnett square. May papakita ko later on sa next slides how to construct a Punnett square. But this time, we take at the gametes of this heterozygous individual. So, yung gamete niya, dalawa. Okay? The gamete is dominant gene R and then recessive gene R. Okay? We self-fertilize. These are the male gametes. These are the female gametes. If we combine this, dominant R, we produce a homozygous dominant individual. Okay? Homozygous dominant R, round, with the phenotype round. And then, dominant R, recessive R, we combine the two. We produce heterozygous individual. But that phenotype is still round. Again, the same dominant R combined with the recessive R, we produce a heterozygous round or heterozygous genotype. And then, if we combine two recessive genes or two recessive alleles, we produce a homozygous recessive individual with the phenotype wrinkled. And if we count the genotypic ratio, we count one homozygous dominant genotype, homozygous dominant R, and then two heterozygous genotypes and 1 homozygous recessive for wrinkled. Okay, that is how to compute or how to get the genotypic ratio. For the phenotypic ratio, we have 3. Since tatlo ang round, okay, 1, 2, 3, we just count how many round individuals are produced in the F2. So we have 3 round, okay, and then 1 wrinkled from the Punnett square. So I hope you understood the discussion on the Punnett square. Again, I would like to highlight the law of segregation, which states that unit of hereditary characters or traits occur in pairs, and that in the formation of gametes during meiosis, these separate from each other so that only one member of the pair goes into a particular gamete. Okay? So I would like to dissect this statement. So ang sinasabi ditong hereditary characters, these are those. These are the alleles. Okay? So alleles are the different versions of a gene. So allele can be dominant or recessive. Ang pagsulat ng dominant allele, capital letter or uppercase. Ang pagsulat ng recessive allele or gene ay small letter or lowercase. Okay? So these always occur in pairs. And then, we have here meiosis. Okay? They separate from each other during anaphase. Okay? They separate from each other during anaphase. So, magsiseparate ito. We have then these gametes. Upon separation, we have the gametes dominant gene R and then recessive gene R. So that each gamete carries only one allele for seed shape because the alleles have segregated during meiosis. So in short, law of segregation occurs during meiosis, specifically during anaphase. Okay? Now for the law of independent assortment, the genes for different characters are inherited independently of one another, or alleles of different gene pairs separate independently from each other and randomly combine during meiosis. So in the case of the law of segregation, we are only talking of one gene pair only. But for the law of independent assortment, we are already talking of the two different characters. We are already talking two different characters. So either yellow and round traits or eggshell and yellow, so on and so forth. Okay? So dalawang gene pairs na. Ang gene dito, we have gene R and gene Y. So the coding for the texture of seeds and the color. So, seed color and seed texture. Dalawang traits. Okay? The phenotypes can either be yellow or green or round and wrinkled. Okay? Ibig sabihin, the segregation or the segregation of R, of the gene R, is independent of the segregation of gene Y. Okay? And at the same time, the inheritance of the gene R is also independent of the inheritance of the gene Y. Okay? And after segregation, during meiosis or during anaphase, they randomly combine also. Okay? We have here an example. Okay? Again, these are purebred. Example, these are round and then yellow and then we have wrinkled and green. So, yung gene R codes for texture of seed and then the gene Y codes for seed color. These are homozygous dominant. These are homozygous recessive for the two traits. Okay? Homodominant and homorecessive for the two traits. These are two purebreds or two pure breeding lines. We cross them together to produce the F1. Okay? But before we cross them, let us first determine their gametes. So the gamete for this individual is dominant R, dominant Y. Okay? So take each gene pair independently. We get dominant R, dominant Y. That is the combination of the dominant R and the dominant Y. Same is true with this. Again, for the recessive, homozygous recessive individual, we take the recessive R and the recessive Y, we combine them, and we have recessive R, recessive Y. So these are the gametes. The gametes are dominant R, dominant Y, dominant R, dominant Y, recessive R, recessive Y, recessive R, recessive Y. We combine the two gametes together, dominant R, recessive R, we have dominant R, recessive R, a heterozygous genotype. And then we combine Y, dominant Y and recessive Y together, we have heterozygous genotype. And this is now called a hybrid. Okay, hybrid. This is a dihybrid individual. Okay, the phenotype of this individual is round and yellow. Round, yellow. So round seed, yellow seed. Okay. And this symbol again, selfing or seed mating or mating among themselves, we produce the F2. Okay? This is now your F2. This is a combination of round and yellow as well as wrinkled and yellow and green and round and wrinkled. Okay? To better illustrate, this is how to construct a Punnett square. Okay? This is the F2 or the progenies of F1 mated among themselves. This is the column for the female gametes. So, by the way, this is a symbol for the female parent, and this is the symbol for the male parent. Okay? So, this column is for the female gametes, this is for the male gametes. If you are familiar with the multiplication table, this is also how we combine the gametes. Okay? So, dominant R and dominant Y combined with the dominant R, dominant Y, we produce a homozygous dominant individual for the two traits, seed color and seed texture. So this is dominant R, dominant Y, dominant Y. Okay? Same is true with this, dominant R, dominant Y combined with the dominant R, recessive Y, we produce this genotype, dominant R, dominant Y, recessive Y, and so on and so forth. This is how to construct a Punnett square. Now, to have the genotypic ratio or to determine the genotypic ratio, we just count those genotypes that are the same and then count them. We have only one of this kind, and then two of this kind, one of this kind, two of this kind, 4, 2, 1, 2, and 1. Make sure that the total is the same as that of the cells in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there are 16 boxes in here that represent the F2. But there are only how many genotypes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are only 9 genotypes with a ratio 1:2:2:4:2:1:2:1. That is the genotypic ratio of a dihybrid cross undergoing sieve mating. Okay, so that is the ratio of a dihybrid cross. For the phenotypic ratio, we just count those individuals having the same phenotype. So the phenotype of this this genotype is all round, all yellow. Lahat sila round and yellow. We just add 1, 2, 2, 4. The total is 9. And then for the round green, we have only 3 individuals. For the wrinkled and yellow, we have 3 individuals. And for the wrinkled and green, only 1 individual. Okay, how do we determine that? This genotype is for round and yellow because the dominant gene codes for round and the dominant gene for seed color is yellow. Okay, the dominant is round. Remember that the dominant is round and yellow. Recessive is for green and wrinkled. Okay, again, the phenotypic ratio is 9:3:3:1. There are also other ways on how to get or compute for the phenotypic and genotypic ratios. So we can have this. The ratio, if you remember, the ratio 3:1 or 0.75 is to 0.25 or 3/4, 1/4. So the dominant phenotype is round. So when we talk of phenotypic ratio, we are just counting or computing for the proportion of individuals having the round phenotype. So 3/4 for round following Mendel's law of segregation. So 3/4 for the round and then 1/4 for the wrinkled. And then we have 3/4 yellow, 1/4 green. We multiply 3/4 with 3/4 yellow. We produce 9/16 round and yellow. Okay? And then 3/4 times 1/4 green, we produce 3/16 round green. Again, 1/4 wrinkled times 3/4 yellow, we produce 3/16 wrinkled yellow. And then 1/4 wrinkled times 1/4 green, we produce 1/16 wrinkled green. With a total of equal to 1. So if you do this, please get the sum. And if the sum is equal to 1, you are sure that there's a possibility that your computation is correct. Okay? Because 9,331, we add that 16/16, that is equal to 1. For the genotypic ratio, this is how to compute. Okay? We have 3/4 dominant R or the homozygous dominant genotype, 1/2 for the heterozygous because as you remember, we have 1:2:1. And if you do that or if you convert that into fraction, by the way, this should be 1/4. Okay, 1/4 homozygous dominant R, 1/2 heterozygous genotype, and 1/4 homozygous recessive. And then again, you do the multiplication. You distribute the Y genotype or the Y gene. You distribute that. You multiply 1/4 homozygous dominant R multiplied by 1/4 homozygous dominant Y. You have 1/16. Dominant R, dominant R, dominant Y, dominant Y. So you do that with the others. You produce 1/16, 2/16, 1/16, and so on. This is the ratio. If you remember the genotypic ratio for F2, we have 1:2:1, 2:4:2:1:2:1 with a total of 16/16 or 1. Okay? Please take note that the independent assortment Mendel observed in the dihybrid crosses was also observed in the trihybrids and other hybrids involving more than 3 genes. So, hindi lang 1 pair of genes or 2 pairs of genes. You can also have 3 pairs of genes. You can also do the Punnett square for the 3 pairs of genes. You can also do the computations for the branching method to determine the phenotypic and genotypic ratio. So, you may anticipate in your exam or quiz that I may give problems with 3 pairs of genes or 4 pairs of genes. Okay? So please practice on how to compute for phenotypic and genotypic ratios using the Punnett square and the branching method. Okay? So again, these are the formulas for determining the kinds or how many gametes does an individual produce, and the kinds of genotypes as well as phenotypes. So if there are if there are 2 pairs of genes, we have 4 gametes and 9 genotypes but 4 phenotypes. Okay? If there are 3 gene pairs, we have 8 gametes, 27 genotypes, and 8 phenotypes. Okay? I hope that is clear. So the formula is, if there are n gene pairs, there are 2n gametes, 3n genotypes, and 2n phenotypes. Okay? So that's all for the laws of segregation and independent assortment by Gregor Mendel. I will be discussing the next topics under chapter 3 in my next video. So I hope you learned something. Thank you for listening.